dead humans much differently than we treat live humans. Some examples include taking and distributing their possessions, removal of vital organs for study and transplants, and the burying and exhuming of their bodies. When moral conflicts appear between a living party and a deceased party, the living automatically gains the favor. If the only way to survive is to consume a portion of a recently deceased person, it would be considered necessary and legal issues would likely be surpassed. After all, the person was already dead and another life was saved in the act. Survival cannibalism is generally viewed as regrettable yet permissible. The issue lies in non-consensual and psychopathological cannibalism, not in the act of cannibalism itself. By definition, cannibalism is the eating of flesh of an animal by another animal of the same kind. Many species, including ours, practice this. It is a way of natural selection and also a form of population control for primitive species. Most species show some form of cannibalism at some point in their existence. Some include cats. Cats eat their own litters if there are complications during birth. Do we need to look at it?
No.
Okay. Rising temperatures have led to greater reproduction rate in lobsters, and the young ones have been mated to a sport of hunting and food. Octopuses stress eat their own bodies. Not really sure what's going on with that one. Bullfrogs eat pretty much anything they can, including snakes, mice, tadpoles, and other bullfrogs. Sand tiger sharks eat each other in the womb, and it's basically Hunger Games in real life. Melting ice caps have caused polar bears to resort in eating the weakest cubs because they cannot reach their prey anymore. King cobras only eat other snakes. Monkeys actually account for 80% of the chimpanzee's diet. Many insects and arachnids, including praying mantis and most spiders, mate and then the female eats the male. Still, with all of these examples of cannibalism in nature, it is generally regarded as a violent and disgusting act of manslaughter. It does not have to be, and most commonly is in this case. In human cultures, there are many forms of ritualistic cannibalisms, either to satisfy a higher power or simply because it is their culture, and it is considered honorable. It is also part of burial ceremonies, and in some parts of the world, it is respectful for each person attending the ceremony to eat a piece of the deceased. Others indulge in it for medical procedures, and it is becoming very widespread to eat the human placenta, which is essentially a nutrition sac inside the womb that provides what the baby needs to grow. It is thought that consuming the placenta has many health benefits, including aiding in milk production and things along those lines. Some things that could be considered for cannibalism is it would decrease overcrowding and it would remove the need for an abundance of space to store dead bodies, as well as aiding in world hunger, and there's many ways that we can do this. Human muscle could be provided as a pork-like substitute. It's not something that would completely overtake anyone's diet by any means. It would just provide another option of meat. We could add a donor thing. That was awkward. An option to be a donor would be a simple and consensual, voluntary way to humanely participate in this act. Just as we currently choose to donate our organs to research or transplant after death, we could add muscle and fat donation to the donor list and provide food. It could provide food to hungry countries, and that could help a lot of people out. There are many options and approaches that could be taken towards this. We could grow human muscle tissues and cell cultures, which would take no more than a sample from any actual people. Humans raise animals for the sole purpose of slaughter and eating them, and don't think anything of it, yet we don't take advantage of the plethora of meat that we have stored inside of our own race. So why would we waste a perfectly good food source by burning and burying it as soon as it can move? Cannibalism could help the world in so many ways if humans could just open their eyes and view it from another perspective. So wouldn't you feel better if you knew that your body could do some good after you died?